Hello, business doers. Welcome back to our channel. We love people like you because you are the kind of people who are willing and ready to take action to put an end to global issues, as well as make money. The secret of making money is simple. Identify a problem that affects a large number of people in their daily lives and bring a solution to it. Surely they will open their heavy wallets to you. Every day we hear about food shortages all around the globe. About 10% of the global population, that's as many as 828 million people, regularly go to bed hungry. It's sad, isn't it? While this can be looked at as a food shortage only, other factors can contribute to that, such as food mismanagement, lack of global collaboration to fight against hunger, and of course food shortage are one of the factors that are leading to global hunger. It is as if we are living in a Hunger Games society, as David Icke predicted. But all this can change if we the people, citizens of this planet, play our part. This is what Anthony Commande had to say about Africa's agriculture in 2022. Our continent, Africa, has 24% of the world's agricultural land and 17% of the arable land. And he finished by asking a very simple question that seems hard to answer. He asked, why then are we Africans, the hungriest in the world, and a net food importer? That's a valid question, right? Oxfam said that today, a fifth of the African population, which is 278 million people, is undernourished, and 55 million of its children under the age of 5 are stunted due to severe malnutrition. And here is the kicker. The 2022 data by FAO shows that Africa is home to an estimated 60% of the world's uncultivated arable land. You may ask yourself, how on earth do you have that much potential, and yet you are hungry? Well, that's the reason why we made this video. In our previous video, we mentioned how the projected growth of the African population in years to come will be key to economic growth. This means every economic sector will be impacted by this surge in population. You can check our previous video from the link above at the top right side of this video. By the time you do that, please take a moment to smash that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and hit that notification bell icon, and we say thank you for your support. Getting back to the purpose of this video, though there might be many factors that can contribute to food shortage and malnutrition, of which many we do not know what to do about them, there is one factor that we can do something about. Agriculture sector development is one of the solutions that can change all the negative numbers we talked about earlier. The African continent has most of the uncultivated land in the world. That's why we believe that. It's time for Africa to feed itself and the rest of the world. Today, agriculture in Africa contributes only 35% to Africa's GDP. The question here to ask is, why does Africa spend a staggering $78 billion on food imports each year, and yet 60% of the world's uncultivated arable land is here in Africa? Let this be a wake-up call to all young Africans. It is you who are the custodians of these massive untapped opportunities, not only Africans, but also foreign investors. You cannot afford to turn a blind eye to this huge potential that lies in the agriculture sector in Africa. As Dr. Akinwumi A. said, what we do with African agriculture today will determine the future of food in the world. Africa's agricultural potential remains largely untapped. Despite possessing 60% of the world's uncultivated arable land, Africa's contribution to global agriculture remains modest. The question then arises, why? Why does a continent blessed with such an abundance of resources not seize the opportunity to feed not just its people, but the world? The answer lies not in the lack of capability, but in the absence of adequate investment, infrastructure, and innovation. For too long, African agriculture has been viewed through a narrow lens, as subsistence farming barely enough to feed local communities. But the winds of change are blowing. Across the continent, green shoots of progress are emerging, from Nigeria's thriving poultry industry to Rwanda's flourishing coffee exports, from Ghana's booming cocoa production to Kenya's burgeoning flower trade. Success stories are everywhere. These examples serve as a testament to what can be achieved with the right blend of investment, ingenuity, and initiative. Despite all we've said about Africa's agriculture gaps, agricultural production in Africa has increased steadily over the last 30 years. Its value has almost tripled, showing an increase that exceeds the growth rate for global agricultural production over the same period. The African agricultural production growth is almost identical to that of South America, and below, but comparable to that of Asia. Agricultural growth in Africa is generally achieved by cultivating more land and by mobilizing a larger agricultural labor force. But because of little improvement in using modern technologies applied to agriculture production, the yield is still very little compared to the labor force applied. World Economic Forum believes that technology can transform 70% of Africans whose livelihood depends on agriculture. Africa's food import is projected to increase as the urbanization rate continues to grow. and by 2050, the food imports could be around 110 billion US dollars per year. This, then, is the untapped potential of African agriculture, a potential that presents an opportunity for both local and foreign investors, an opportunity to transform the continent's agricultural landscape, empower its farmers, boost its economies, and ensure food security for millions. The scale of food imports demonstrates that the demand for investing in agriculture exists. The possibilities are endless, and you can be part of Africa's agriculture transformation. So, what can you do to be a part of this exciting journey? Well, the answer is simple, but not always easy. You can invest in African agriculture. Investing in this sector is not just about financial returns, but also about creating a sustainable future for a continent that is ripe with potential. There are many ways to get involved. Direct investment is one of them. By investing directly in agricultural enterprises, you're not only supporting a thriving business, but also helping to secure a sustainable food supply for the region. You're contributing to job creation, poverty reduction, and economic growth. Imagine for a moment the crops that can thrive here. The grain fields of the Sahel, the tea plantations of Kenya, the coffee farms of Ethiopia, the cocoa groves of Côte d'Ivoire, the vineyards of South Africa, the vibrant fields of maize in Zambia, etc. Each region, each country, and each community has something unique to offer. There are several agriculture businesses you can venture into in Africa, from rice farming to fruit-growing businesses, and many more. You can find them on our website, where we have compiled a vast resource of business opportunities found in Africa's agriculture sector. I have put a link in the description box. Check it out for the in-depth business opportunities database. And once you are there, you can write to us for more assistance in starting in any of the businesses presented on our website. Looking at some of the success stories of Africa's agricultural potential. Firstly, we travel to the highlands of Ethiopia, the birthplace of coffee. The Ethiopian coffee industry is a shining beacon of success. Smallholder farmers have been the backbone of this industry, producing beans rich in flavor and variety. With the support of government initiatives and international partnerships, these farmers have been able to improve their production techniques, ensuring a consistent and high-quality yield. The result? Ethiopia has become the largest coffee producer in Africa, with its unique coffee varieties coveted by caffeine connoisseurs around the globe. This thriving industry doesn't just brew delicious cups of coffee. It brews economic growth and socio-economic development, invigorating local communities and economies. Next, we journey to Kenya, the world's third largest exporter of cut flowers. Kenya's flower industry is a blooming marvel, contributing significantly to the national economy. The fertile Rift Valley, with its temperate climate, provides the ideal conditions for flower farming. The industry has created employment opportunities for thousands of Kenyans and has spurred the growth of ancillary businesses such as packaging, logistics, and export services. And let's not forget the Ivory Coast, the sweet spot of cocoa production. As the world's leading producer of cocoa beans, the Ivory Coast is a testament to the transformative power of agriculture. The cultivation of cocoa has provided livelihoods for millions and has become a significant pillar of the country's economy. And with the growing global demand for chocolate, the future certainly looks sweet for the Ivorian cocoa industry. Finally, Rwanda. Rwanda's land, 61% of it, is fertile soil suitable for agriculture. Rwandan citizens have been increasingly taking advantage of this by investing in agriculture, which proved to be a smart investment where now we find in Rwanda one of the best coffee and tea in the world. Not only coffee and tea, but opportunities in agriculture are abound in this country. You might be interested in establishing a meat processing industry, horticulture, aquaculture, mechanization, crop sourcing, blockchain, agro-tourism, manufacturing of irrigation equipment, and cold chain logistics. The government of Rwanda is tangibly committed to boosting the development of the country's agri-sector. It has invested considerably in infrastructure, responsive institutions, inclusive markets, and innovation and extension, while creating an enabling environment for private sector investment. These stories paint a vivid picture of the immense potential that lies within the soil of this vast continent. From the coffee beans of Ethiopia to the blossoming flower fields of Kenya and the cocoa farms of the Ivory Coast, agriculture is not just about planting seeds and reaping harvests. It's about economic growth, job creation, and community development. These are but a few examples of the possibilities and success stories in African agriculture. So, what does the future hold for African agriculture? Well, the horizon is shimmering with promise. According to the African Development Bank, the continent's agricultural sector is projected to grow to a whopping $1 trillion by 2030. Yes, you heard it right. $1 trillion. This is not just a random number, it's a testament to the enormous potential that lies within Africa's fertile soils and the industrious hands that till them. But it's not just about the numbers. It's about the lives that will be transformed. This growth will create jobs, lots and lots of them. The World Bank estimates that by 2030, agriculture will account for 16 million direct jobs and 13 million indirect ones across the continent. That's a new generation of farmers, agronomists, and agribusinesses sprouting up, creating a vibrant, sustainable economy. But how do we help Africa reach its full agricultural potential? Well, the answer lies in one crucial component: investment. Investment in agriculture can drive growth in a way that few other sectors can. It's a powerful engine for economic development and the key to boosting productivity, reducing poverty, and improving food security. Let's consider the role of local investment first. When local individuals and businesses invest in agriculture, they're not just putting their money into a business venture. They're investing in their community, their future, and the future of their country. They're helping to create jobs, raise incomes, and build a sustainable food system that can feed their nation and beyond. But it's not just local investment that's important. Foreign investment plays a vital role too. It brings in fresh capital, new technologies, and innovative farming techniques that can help transform the agricultural landscape. It opens up access to global markets, allowing local farmers to sell their produce on an international scale. And let's not forget the potential returns on investment. Agriculture in Africa is a sector ripe for growth. According to the World Bank, agriculture and agribusiness together could be worth $3 trillion in sub-Saharan Africa by 2030. That's a massive opportunity for investors looking for a sector with untapped potential. But the returns on investment aren't just financial. They're social and environmental too. By investing in agriculture, you're helping to lift people out of poverty, improve food security, and protect the environment. You're contributing to a more sustainable and equitable world. And the beauty of it is that it's a win-win situation. Investors can reap substantial financial rewards while also making a positive impact on the world. They can help Africa reach its full agricultural potential while also boosting their bottom line. So you see, investment isn't just about money. It's about believing in a vision, taking a risk, and making a difference. It's about unlocking potential and creating a brighter future. And let's not forget the role of technology. The African agriculture scene is set to leapfrog into a technologically advanced era. Innovations are making farming more efficient and more attractive, especially to the youth who are the future custodians of the land. But it's not just about the future of farming, it's about the future of food. With the global population set to hit 9 billion by 2040, the demand for food will skyrocket. And Africa, with 60% of the world's uncultivated arable land, is poised to become the breadbasket of the world. And it's happening right now. From the rice fields of Senegal that have tripled their output, to the high-tech greenhouses of Kenya, to the aquaponics farms in South Africa, the seeds of this agricultural renaissance are already being sown. The African Development Bank sums it up best when they say, "The next generation of millionaires and billionaires in Africa will not come from oil, gold, or real estate, but from agriculture." The future of African agriculture is ripe with opportunity. The journey to a prosperous African agriculture sector is not a solitary one. It requires the collective effort of governments, organizations, and individuals like you. And the rewards are immense, not only in terms of financial returns, but also in the satisfaction of knowing that you've contributed to something bigger than yourself. The potential of African agriculture is vast. The opportunities are boundless, and the time to act is now. The choice is simple. It is one of the two: to sit back and watch as this sector grows and flourishes, or to stand up and be a part of its success. For as long as this earth remains, the time of sowing and reaping will never cease. Be a sower today by investing in African agriculture, and you shall reap in due time. With all the numbers that look good and attractive to venture into this growing business, I want to remind you of one thing. It is God who gives you the ability to produce wealth, and it is Him who gives the seed to the sower and causes it to increase and multiply.